Switching techniques. Switching techniques are used for transmitting data across the networks. Different types of switching techniques are employed to provide communication between two computers. And they are circuit switching, message switching, and packet switching. Circuit switching. In this technique, first the complete physical connection between two computers are established, and then data are transmitted from the source computer to the destination computer. The important property of this switching technique is to set up an end-to-end path or connection between computers before any data can be sent. Message switching. In this technique, the source computer sends data or the message to the switching office first, which stores the data in its buffer. It then looks for a free link to another switching office and then sends the data to this office. This process is continued until the data are delivered to the destination computers. It is also known as store and forward. Packet switching. With the message switching, there is no limit on block size. In contrast, packet switching places a tight upper limit on block size. A fixed size packet which can be transmitted across the network is specified. Another point of difference from message switching is that data packets are stored on the disk in message switching, whereas in packet switching, all the packets of fixed size are stored in main memory. This improves the performance. Now the third classification of networks. The computer network can be classified again based on the geographical area. Networks are classified in the basis of geographical spread, and on this basis there can be four types of networks, and they are LAN, MAN, WAN and PAN. Now the explanation of LAN, MAN, WAN. Small computer networks that are confined to a localized area are known as LANs. MANs are the network spread over a city. The networks spread across countries are known as WANs. The largest WAN in existence is the internet. So local area network, metropolitan area network, wide area network. PAN. A small network of communication capable devices within a range of reachability of an individual person is known as PAN, personal area network. This range is typically up to 10 meters. And an example for a PAN is Bluetooth. Now how to differentiate between this LAN and WAN, local area network and wide area network. In the case of local area network, the diameter of not more than few kilometers. That means the LAN can spread not more than a few kilometers. But in the case of WAN, it spans the entire countries. Now in the case of LAN, a total data rate of at least several Mbps. But in the case of WAN, the data rate is less than 1 Mbps. Now again in the case of LAN, complete ownership by a single organization. But in the case of WAN, owned by multiple organizations. Now error rates. In the case of LAN, very low error rates. But in the case of WAN, comparatively higher error rates. How to differentiate between client server and peer-to-peer network. In the case of client server network, the server controls the security of the network. But in the case of peer-to-peer network, no central control over security. In the case of client server, the server manages the network, needs a dedicated team of people to manage the server. But in the case of peer-to-peer network, no central control over the network. Anyone can set up. In the case of client server, clients are dependent on the server. But in the case of peer-to-peer network, clients are not at all dependent on the server. Now in the case of client server, data is all backed up on the main server. But in the case of peer-to-peer, each computer has to be backed up.